World champion Chris Pfeiffer is showing just how much fun you can have with the BMW F800R. His work motorcycle is based on the version that you can buy, and for that reason, Pfeiffer is not the only one who loves this naked bike. The BMW F800R is the third BMW with the parallel twin, which was developed in Austria, a robust roadster with a lot of spirit. A chain instead of a shaft drive and a parallel twin instead of a boxer engine. Fans of the mostly maintenance-free shaft drive think that something like this is not possible. Nevertheless, BMW has now developed this two-cylinder developed by Rotax and sells 4 models. One of them here is the F800R, a naked bike, the right kind of bike for highway robbers. With its 16-litre tank that is located under the seat, you won't get too far. Anyway, many fear that, but we are going to find that out exactly, whether it's true or not. Militant advocates of the old shaft drive boxer architecture, typical of a BMW, now are having to rethink their notions. The chain works smoothly without negative load change reactions. The 800 twin is built narrowly and lightly and drives the naked bike with a lot of power. Not necessarily typical for BMW, the gears work almost without a sound and with short shift paths. You sit upright on it, that is good for long distance driving, but still allows you to sprint too. But the payoff for the rider is when the road starts to meander. The agile chassis directly converts all the rider's impulses into action with ease, and at the same time, the F800R scoots along with a lot of stability. Even 10 years ago, no one would have thought that the conservative Bavarians in Germany could do it. Build a motorcycle with aggressive styling like this, using unusual technology and atypical components. But summed up, an attractive motorcycle in which it is not logic that it is in the driver's seat, but that first and foremost is fun to drive, and that from the first few meters out of the garage. The 800R Pilot has everything in his power with the wide handlebars. A feeling of well-being is the dominant sense when riding this naked bike, and that has various reasons. The BMW F800R is like it was made for highway robbers. The motor is powerful but also fast. The steering head geometry is a bit more aggressively designed than it is on its sister models S and ST. The steering head is somewhat steeper, and that makes the F800R incredibly nimble. Chris Pfeiffer, the multiple stunt world champion, values that a lot. A work bike was built for him based on the F800R. The series production version, of course, also profits from that. Chris Pfeiffer in action, that means pure driving fun.
I got most of my wins on my BMW, 3 world championships in a row on the BMW F800R. Yes, the F800 is definitely my favorite, no doubt, and absolutely my favorite bike.
It's easy to envision that anyone can have fun on an 800R when you see Chris Pfeiffer in action. Special additional equipment is, for this stunt driver, something that he can't do without, but the super handling of the R is decisive for his stunts. Pfeiffer doesn't have any problem with the fact that the series production version is sold with a kickstand. It's all a question of getting off the bike the right way. Pfeiffer's praise could also apply to the engine of the F800R, an all-round harmonious, powerful drive. Thanks to a well-thought-out balance shaft, the typical vibrations of the parallel twin are kept within acceptable limits, and you will look in vain for a fuel tank in front of the comfortable seat. The fuel reservoir is specifically under the seat, and that lowers the center of gravity of the vehicle. An accessory exhaust pipe by Leo Vinci at Kropovich & Co. makes the bike not only good to look at, but also sound good. The chain is what really catches your attention near the adjustable strut. For a shaft drive purist, it makes no sense, but at the end of the day, it is maintenance-free enough for the R, and for that reason, it is the right technical solution, and the chain provides the right amount of power transfer directly and nimbly. The light metal frame comes from the twin sister models, the F800S and the ST. Other components like the two-arm swing arm come from the mid-class Enduro 800 GS. The Roadster F800R, with its snappy Brembo stoppers, is the most powerful and least expensive F800 model, and has advanced from being a follower to being a bestseller, and that since 2009. In this model, the indicator can finally be started and deactivated with a single button. The onboard computer informs the rider in a comprehensive way of the average fuel consumption of the two-cylinder engine. This nimble roadster provides the rider with unending fun. Just as Chris Pfeiffer climbed onto this model, having been on a monster Ducati, a lot of motorcycle riders who previously didn't have anything to do with this German brand are making the switch to BMW. The mix of parts based on the brick-building principle is totally successful on the F800R. A very agile naked bike with an almost perfect cost-price relationship was developed out of the components from its sister models. I could sense it. We've been driving around the whole day on the F800R. We really rode at high speeds at times, but it still uses less than 5.3 litres. That means you can go a long way on the 16-litre tank, and that's under the seat. Easily up to 400 kilometres, 250 kilometres at least. 9,000 euros including ABS is an incredible price for a motorcycle of that kind. It's the right bike for sporty riders of naked bikes, but also for beginner riders. There are 3 different seat heights and a throttle 34 horsepower version. The original has 87 horsepower, thus there is no doubt about the engine and, in my view, also the power drive. The chain provides smooth gas intake and has to be cleaned and lubricated every 1,000 kilometers. That's acceptable. So even at BMW the motto is, it doesn't have to be a shaft drive.